So now let's start our discussion on various type of gene therapy. So in our introductory video lecture of gene therapy, we have discussed that gene therapy is a novel treatment method that mainly utilizes gene or short nucleotide sequences to correct those faulty genes which are responsible for a particular type of genetic disease, right? So in that video we have also discussed that gene therapy is follows the same method as the normal coding. That means the gene responsible which will code the therapeutic protein will first have to be packaged in a vector. Okay, so after that insertion or packaging, whatever you say, this vector will help that gene to be inserted inside the cell of the body, right? So that was the introductory video lecture of gene therapy. So today we will going to discuss about the various types of gene therapy. So there are two types of gene therapy present. One is somatic gene therapy, another one is germline gene therapy. Okay, so first of all, there are several approaches for correcting the faulty gene. That is our main goal with the help of gene therapy. So one method is just insertion of the normal DNA encoding normal protein and replacing the non-functional gene. Okay, so now gene therapy can be done with the help of in two ways. So one is somatic gene therapy. Somatic gene therapy means, as its name suggests, here we are targeting somatic cell. Okay, that means we are transferring our gene of interest which have the ability to produce therapeutic protein in a somatic cell, okay, of the patient. Now there is a problem in that method, because somatic gene therapy will only ensure the effect of the therapeutic protein inside the individual, okay, or inside the patient, I should say, but it not allows the transmission of that new inserted gene which have obviously a good effect in the individuals or the patient's next generation or its offsprings. Okay, that means the somatic gene therapy only protects that particular individual who have the genetic disease, but it not have the ability to hereditarily protect that particular individual's later generations. Okay, so again, somatic gene therapy. So in that kind of gene therapy, the gene of interest which have the ability to encode therapeutic protein is transported through a somatic cell. Okay, that I have written here, that in somatic gene therapy the somatic cell of a patient are targeted for foreign gene transfer. Now in this case, the effect caused by the foreign gene or effect caused by the gene of interest is restricted to the individual patient and only restricted to that individual patient. That means they will not allow to inherit that particular gene by patient's offspring or later generations. Okay, now let's discuss about another kind of gene therapy, that is germline gene therapy. This germline gene therapy is quite better than the somatic cell gene therapy. So this germline cell therapy targets germ cells for the foreign DNA transfer. Okay, and as a result, as they target germ cells, for example sperms or eggs, they ensures the transmission of that particular gene in their upcoming generation or in that particular patient's upcoming generation. Okay, so targeting of germ therapy makes the therapy heritable, okay, or heritable. Okay, so we have discussed in this video two type of germ therapy. One is our somatic cell germ therapy. Somatic cell germ therapy means not germ therapy, it is gene therapy, sorry, that the somatic cell gene therapy. So somatic cell gene therapy means, so in somatic gene therapy we are targeting somatic cell, okay, for the transfer of the foreign gene. Okay, so in somatic gene therapy, the gene therapy is not heritable. Mind this very carefully. But in germ-line gene therapy, as we are targeting here the germ cells, mainly eggs or sperms, the therapy becomes heritable. Okay, so that was all for this video. So in the first video we have discussed that gene therapy is a newly developed treatment method where we are using genes or short oligonucleotide to cure those faulty genes which are responsible for various kind of disease development. Okay, so here we are using normal gene delivery method. That means we have to incorporate that therapeutic protein coding gene in a vector, then we have to transport them inside the cell within the body. Okay, then in the cell the gene will be expressed by with the help of the cell machinery and help us to or protect us, more specifically saying, from those kind of genetic disease. Okay, by correcting those kind of faulty genes. Okay, so today we have learnt about the types of gene therapy. So types of gene therapy are of two types. One is germ-line gene therapy and another one is somatic gene therapy. Somatic gene therapy do not ensure the heredity of the therapy, but germ-line gene therapy ensures, because somatic gene therapy targets somatic cells. Okay, so there is no connection with heredity and somatic cells, but germ-line gene therapy targets germ cells, mainly sperms or eggs, which facilitates the heredity of the therapy. Okay, so now we will continuing our lecture in our upcoming video, where we will going to discuss another important part of the gene therapy.